Hello, I'm your instructor today, Greta Tita G. Tamayor. So in this video, I will discuss about school rules, regulations, and its sanctions. And before that, let's have a review of what we have discussed last time. We have learned about the meaning of PPCI, that is Palawan Polytechnic College Incorporated. So that's the meaning of PPCI. And we have also discussed about the mission, vision, and then the core values. So what is the mission? Can you still remember? Some of you, I have assigned you to memorize mission, and some group is uh, vision. Then the others are the core values. So I hope you still remember what is the mission of PPCI, the vision statement of PPCI, the mission statement of PPCI, and the core values. And today, let's discuss about school rules, regulations, and its sanctions. So, rules are very important, but a lot of people misinterpret about school rules. So, in this topic, what are the objectives? So in this lesson, you will be able to familiarize the school rules and regulations and their sanctions if not followed. And then second, you'll be able to explain that in life, rules are important. Third, of course, after familiarizing the school rules, you have to follow the different school rules while studying here at PPCI. So as I said a while ago, rules are very important, but it seems that people don't like rules as they represent a kind of restrictions, but in fact, uh, it can be organized or fact can be organized without rules. People always need rules and laws to be able to live and deal together. Can you imagine even a game without rules? Of course, it will be a kind of mess. When they are playing game, they must follow its rules or it will be unfair because there are no rules to be followed. There will be messy. It will be uh, messy because there are no rules. So also everything in our life should be restricted with rules and everyone is free to do whatever they want. So kapag ka walang rules, so sasabihin nila walang restriction, everybody can do what they wanted to do or what they want to do. So ano mangyayari? There will be chaos, there will be danger. So most people probably will behave selfishly. That's why we need rules to help us get along and show respect to each other. Para mayroong harmonious relationship, may order, mayroong kaayusan, peace and order, kapayapaan at kaayusan. So all rules and laws have the same purpose. They organize the relations between individual and society to make it clear what is right and wrong. And what happens when someone breaks the rule? They are designed to ensure fairness, safety, and respect for other people's rights. So imagine on the street o sa kalsada, walang traffic rules o ano kayang mangyayari? Walang batas sa kalsada. So, kahit sino ay pwedeng diri-diretso, mabilis ang takbo, kahit may tao, diri-diretso sila. Pero dahil mayroong batas, so you are protected because of the law. You are not in danger because of the law. So it is very important to have laws and principles, even rules that will guide each one in order to have the right relationship, peace, and order, and there will be safety. So in our school, we have also rules. That's why in this topic, we're going to study that because rules are important not just in our daily or in our school, but in our daily life, in your house or in your life, kailangan meron kang sinusunod. Kaya mahalaga yung uh, rules na sinusunod ng bawat isa sa bahay, sa school, sa society natin, or sa buhay natin para maging maayos. Because without rules, there will be chaos. Without rules, there will be no peace. Without rules, there will be no safety kasi kanya-kanya. But because of rules, the other regulations, then we will enjoy peace, harmonious relationship, safety. But if it is violated, of course, there will be sanction. Okay, so let's start with the significance of PPCI logo. So this topic is from the student manual. Yung ating topic na school rules, regulations, and its sanction. This taken from the student manual. Okay, for first, sa student manual, makikita doon yung logo. At naka-explain doon. So, anong ibig sabihin ng PPCI logo na ito? Ano yung makikita nyo dyan na mga different na mga symbols? Ano yung nakikita nyo? Ayan, meron kang makikitang shield, meron kang makikitang dahon, meron kang makikitang book sa gitna. So, ano yung ibig sabihin? May torch. Ano yung nakikita nyo dyan? Everything here sa logo na ito has a meaning. Mayroong symbol, may ibig sabihin. So, first, tignan natin yung shield. So, yung shield na makikita nyo dyan, dito sa ating slide, ayan, so makikita nyo yung shield, yung blue na yan. Ayan, anong ibig sabihin yan? Ang ibig sabihin ng shield, wait natin. Ang ibig sabihin ng shield ay ito. It symbolizes the traditional mark of higher education. That means power, protection, and security. So on top of the shield, as you can see in your slide or in the screen, the shield is the institution's name, Palawan Polytechnic College Incorporated. So, di ba yung shield na yan, makikita mo blue, tapos sa taas, yan, makikita mo. So, yun yung ibig sabihin ng PPCI. And then, above, makikita nyo, above sa, ayan, yung Palawan Polytechnic College Incorporated sa baba niyan ay mayroong torch. Nakikita nyo yellow. So, ano ibig sabihin ng torch? The torch position on the upper part of the shield represents the light of knowledge of the past and into the future. Because light means knowledge. And then the book. The book represents knowledge, wisdom, and the continuum journey of the school towards excellence and its commitment to produce socially responsible professional and leaders. So it means that book at the center na makikita nyo, anong simbolo niyan? It represents knowledge, wisdom, and the continuous journey. That's why the continuous journey because the school wants to produce a professional who will not just lead but to lead in excellence. And then that's the commitment, excellence, a professional, competitive professional, and of course, leaders. You will be leaders in the field of your expertise. How about the globe? The globe implies global competitiveness. As you remember, the vision says that Palawan Polytechnic College Incorporated wants to produce globally competitive. And then we have here the leaves, the 24 laurel leaves. Bakit 24? Denote the 23 municipalities and one city in the province of Palawan, and that is Puerto Princesa City, that will be beneficiaries of the quality education the school will provide sa mga estudyante na mag-i-enroll. So, that's the meaning of the 24 laurel leaves. It denotes the 23 municipalities. And you are some of you are you are living in one of the municipalities of Palawan and one the city in the province. So kaya 24. And the green color of the laurel leaves describe the green environment of the province. So as you know that Palawan, they said, is the city, or Puerto Princesa City is the city in the forest. Tawag nila doon because Palawan, as you kung magsakay ka ng barko approaching, you will see the green na yung mga bundok. Ayan, may mga trees. Okay, so green color of the laurel leaves describe the green environment of the province. And then we have the motto. Ano yung motto ng school? Okay. Do you have any idea what is the motto of the school? Nakalagay dyan sa gitna, oh. Virtus Indum. Anong ibig sabihin yan? Okay, Virtus Indum means strength in God. Reflects the college's belief in the value of faith and strength in God. So whatever your religion, we respect that, but all of us believe in God. So Virtus Indum, that's the motto of the school, strength in God. Without God, we are nothing. So the school believe that God is the one who gives us strength. He is our source. And then the VPCI color, as you can see from the logo, you can notice there are three colors there: blue, white, and green. So blue characterizes peace, professionalism, loyalty, honor, and stability. And then white represents purity, peace, and simplicity. And then the green indicates growth, health, and environment. So it means the college wanted to have a peaceful environment, conducive for learning. And white means pure. The motive is pure and it is simple. And then green represents growth. So the college want to help you grow, not just in your profession, the chosen course or the program that you are in now, but to grow in your personality and even as a person. Okay, so how about this history? Okay, history of Palawan Polytechnic College Incorporated. Let us see the background. So the Manual of Student developed to serve as a guiding principle of all officially enrolled students of Palawan Polytechnic College Incorporated. It means the history of the school is also included in the student manual. So what's the purpose of student manual? And what is a student manual? So the student manual, the purpose is to serve as the guiding principle. As I mentioned a while ago, principle or laws or rules are very important, not to restrict us, but to guide us to be safety. So same through with our life. Why rules are important? Rules are important not just in school but in our life, because without it, we'll have no priority. We don't know what is our priority. Walang guide. Anong gagawin mo going to your destiny? So rules are very important. So, the Manual of Student is developed to serve as guiding principle of all officially enrolled students of Palawan Polytechnic College Incorporated. How will you know that you are, it says here, officially enrolled? So, you are officially enrolled because of the COR, the Certificate of Registration. Kaya itago nyo yung Certificate of Registration nyo, and then kung para safe, picturean nyo para meron kayong picture. So, every semester, you have the COR. So, kailangan nyo itago yun. This handbook contains all policies and guidelines that will inform academic and non-academic disciplines. So, yun yun. So, yun yung nilalaman. Okay, nakalagay dyan. So, who is the founder of PPCI? Okay, sino ba siya? So, wala ito sa, let's see, sa module. Okay. Ay, nandito pala sa, tingnan ko lang. Yeah. So, wala ito kaya makinig kayo kasi mahalaga ito na alam mo kung ano yung history ng school. Okay. Who is the founder? Of course, kung may school, ibig sabihin may nagtatag, the founder. So, the founder of the school is the father of our president. Who is our president now? So, you have to know who is the president right now. So he's the father of our president. Attorney Senforiano B. Alterado is the founder of Palawan Polytechnic College Incorporated. He's the one who established the school. And is he still alive? Wala na siya. But the children, sila yung nagpatuloy. Okay, it was initially established in 1979 as Mindanao Aeronautical Technological School, or we call it MATS, with a focus on maritime and technology courses, and later became PPCI in 1986. That's why maririnig mo lagi sa MATS. Pag sinabi mo sa mga tricycle, sa MATS, alam na nila kagad kasi yan yung former name ng PPCI. So, ang una niyang pangalan that was established in PPCI was established in 1979. The first name was MATS, Mindanao Aeronautical Technological School. And then later on, meron ng ibang courses, naging PPCI na siya. So ngayon, dati kasi madami pang maritime students. We have the MT and the ME, Marine Transportation and Marine Engineering. Pero later on, naging PPCI na siya kasi hindi lang siya nakafocus sa aeronautical technology or sa courses na aeronautics. So wala na rin yung course na yon, but PPCI still continue. Okay. So Palawan Polytechnic College Incorporated is committed to providing quality education and actively involves students in community service. So the college emphasizes enriching students' educational experiences through practical community engagement. That's why sa mga nursing, pupunta sila sa mga barangay, sa community to educate the barangay about health. And in your NSTP, you go to the community, maglinis, o sa mga coastal, kasi sa atin na malapit tayo sa dagat, kaya sa coastal ang laging nililinis, or sometimes sa streets. So that is community engagement. Additionally, PPCI also focuses on developing students' skills and knowledge in various areas, including health promotion and education, research and collaboration with community partners. So yung sinasabi ko kanina, that the school don't just want to equip you with knowledge, but to develop your skills. Yan. And knowledge in various areas. Kaya yung mga nursing student ay pumupunta sila sa mga barangay para mag-promote ng healthy lifestyle at mag-educate. And mayroon kayong subject na research and lagi may mga groupings. And sometimes they collaborate with different NGO. Then the manual of student was developed, yung sabi ko kanina, tandaan nyo ito. The manual of student was developed to serve as a guiding principle of all officially enrolled students of Palawan Polytechnic College Incorporated. This handbook contains all policies and guidelines that will inform academics and non-academics disciplines. So I said a while ago that you need to have the COR. How will you know that you are officially enrolled in PPCIs? Because of the COR that you are holding. So let's go to the chapter 1. So chapter 1, we call it the OSAS, or the Office of the Student Affairs and Services. So I will ask you later on, after you watch this video, who is the head of the OSAS right now, or the Student Affairs and Services. So the Student Affairs and Services Office answers to the demands of the student populace as their client base, o mga clienteles, specifically for the realization of students' holistic development in line with the thrust of the college, regional and national development efforts, while the management of some services is under administrative, auxiliary, and academic services. Coordinated functions with the OSAS are done in facilitating such services to the college community. So what are those services under the Office of the Student Affairs? So the following that I'm going to discuss, the services offered under here is under OSAS. Okay, first is the student welfare, second, student development, third, institutional student program and services. So, ano yung mga student welfare? So, yung student welfare, napapaloob dyan ay ito, guidance, counseling, testing, appraisal. So if you remember, when you take the admission test, sa guidance kayo. So they are under OSA. So the guidance and counseling, testing, and appraisal are services that provide various support to the holistic development of students through una, individual inventory. So meron kayong pinapasa and through the guidance, information service, educational, vocational, personal, social. And then we have counseling, individual and group, or follow-up and referral system. So ano yung student appraisal service na sinabi? So the service gathers data and information about the students using psychological tests and non-psychometric devices. That's why when you take the admission test, it's not just about academic, but it's also psychological test. So they said the individual inventory. So the guidance official maintains students' cumulative records which contains relevant information about their family background, test data, disability records, medical records. Records shall be appropriate, usable, and regularly updated. So all those records are being deposited or kept by the guidance office. So, doon naka-imbak ang inyong mga records no nagpasa kayo. So, there will be a provision for a well-planned yung assessment program for students with appropriate standardized psychological test administered. So, hindi lang kahit sino yung gumawa nun, but scored and interpreted by the college psychometrician. So, ang tanong ngayon, sino ang psychometrician sa school? Ayan. So, pangalawa, una kanina, sino yung OSAS? Pangalawa, who is the psychometrician? So, I'll give you a clue. She is, oh, she is a woman. Of course, she, sinabi ko. And instructor also. Okay? And then, ano pa yung kanilang function? Follow-up. Ano ibig sabihin ng follow-up? This is a systematic monitoring to determine effectiveness of guidance activities in general and placement in particular. It means kung may mga hindi ka nais-nais o hindi magandang mga attitude or behavior ng mga students, you can go to the guidance. Or dahil under siya ng OSAS, you can go to the OSAS. So, may office ang OSAS, alamin nyo. Ayan, basta may office siya. Okay? Next one, referral. Referral, this refers to coordination with multidisciplinary team of specialists to ensure that the special needs of the students are being met. So, ibig sabihin yung mga pangailangan ng estudyante habang siya ay nag-aaral not finance but kung ano yung concern ng school. Okay, so referral. So, si estudyante na ito ay nangailangan ng ganito. So, is the guidance or under OSAS. Another one, it says here, nasa screen, student development. Ano naman yung na-under sa student development? Sa OSAS pa din ito student organization and activities. What are the student organization activities? The service provides accreditation, accreditation, monitoring, and evaluation using institutional participatory procedures in recognition of basic rights to organize. So it means every student has the right to organize any organization inside the school as long as you ask permission from the OSAS because they have also the guidelines. So, hindi pwedeng kahit anong klase ng organization. You have to go and to ask permission from the OSAS also because we have the guidelines. You have the right to organize, but you have to follow the rules of the school. Okay? Another one is leadership training. So that is under OSAS also. PPCI is committed to hone the student skills for leadership. So not just in your academic, but even as a leader. So this program and opportunities develop and enhance leadership effectiveness in the personal level and student organization. So you will be trained. So those of you who are interested to become an part of the student council government sa school or the ECG or the ESG. So who is the president of the ESG now? Okay, so number 3 na assignment, alamin nyo kung sino yung ESG president ngayon. So, student council or government, the service acknowledges the right of the student to govern themselves as a student body. So it means the student government represents the whole students, all students of the campus. So it ensures transparency in the development, revision of guidelines and procedures for the student council. It means when there is a revision that will be made in the student manual, somebody has to represent the students, and that is from the ESG. And then another one, student discipline. For example, nagkasala or naka-violate ng rules. So student discipline, this refers to the judicious implementation of the institutional rules and regulations governing student behavior and conduct. It ensures due process in dealing with student misconduct. Kung may hindi maayos na ginawa sa'yo, binastos ka, you can go to the OSAS or the guidance kasi they work hand in hand. Remember, guidance is under OSAS. Then, student publication o meron tayong student publication kung nakikita nyo nasa library. Then, yearbook uh, refers to the official publication of the institution. The service provides mechanism to ensure that the provision under Republic Act 7079, known as Campus Journalism Act of 1991, is properly complied with. So, meron tayo niyan. Yearbook, meron din tayong student publication. And then, third, nakalagay dyan, under OSAS, Institutional Student Program and Services. So, ano yon? Admission services, the services takes care of the processing of the student entrance requirements. So, under OSAS, pero yan ay sa admission services, mayroong una, di ba, pag magpa-enroll ka, pumupunta ka muna dun sa uh, guidance, magtatanong or sa registrar. So, number two, under ng Institutional Student Program and Services, Scholarship and Financial Assistance. So, mayroon tayong mga scholar sa school or tinatawag nila na SA. Excuse me. So, ano naman yung scholarship and financial assistance? This service provides opportunities for students to finish study through scholarship, awards, and grants. So, mayroon tayong scholarship policy. So, sa next meeting, next topic, I will be discussing that about school policies on scholarship grants. So, we have scholarship from government, the private sector, or from the institution. So, kung mag-apply ka ng scholarship o magtanong ka, mag-inquire ka, you can go to the office of the OSAS. Okay, so because that service is under them. And then another services or program na offer na mayroon sa school, we have the library. So alam na natin saan nakalocate yung ating library. Nasa second floor ng new building. So this service provides and maintains a strong collection of books and other materials to support instruction in maintaining teaching learning process. So you can go to the library. You can have a book or to borrow, you can borrow a book there, but before you can borrow, be sure that you have the ID, you have applied for your ID because that is needed. So now please, I advise you to apply for your ID, magkuha ka doon, mag-apply ka, kasi kailangan nyo yan pag magpa-sign ng clearance. So pag wala kang ID, card hindi lang yung ID picture, but of course, when you apply for that ID, you need to bring your ID, one by one ID picture. So before the semester will end, you will have the clearance. Before you can take the final examination, clearance is very important because your clearance, yun yung magpapatunay na clear ka sa lahat bago ka bibigyan ng uh, permit to take the final exam. So, ngayon pa lang magkuha na kayo ng ID sa library para pag time ng signing of clearance ay may ID na kayong pakita o masasabi kasi surrender nyo yun. So, kailangan ay may ID na kayo. So, kapag dyan time na magpa-sign na ng clearance, saka ka lang mag-apply, naku, dami ng mga estudyante. So, right now, your first year, you must be aware that you need to have that library card, tawag nila. Kailangan na tatanungin ng library card, ang in charge doon kung may library card ka bago niya sign na ng iyong clearance. So that's why you have to apply for library card so that whenever you borrow a book. Pag tinanong ka kung may library card ka, syempre, meron kang papakita. Without library card, you cannot borrow a book from the library. And yung book is only allowed to be borrowed within the uh, room or the school library. Pag hindi pwedeng dalhin pa uwi or ilabas. And then we have food and services or canteen. So this service ensures the available, safe, and healthful food within the campus and immediate vicinity in accordance with the food safety and sanitation in accordance with the Department of Health guidelines. So yung mga nagtitinda dyan sa canteen, they have the sanitary permit kasi kailangan yun, required yun. E-health services, we have the clinic. The service provides provision on the primary health and wellness program of the institution. So, meron tayong clinic dyan sa school. So, hanapin nyo kung saan, sa yung building. And then, safety and security services. So, meron tayong security guard. The service provides to ensure of a safe and secure environment as well as the members of the academic community. So, para i-protect yung mga estudyante, safe yung mga estudyante, meron tayong guard. Hindi lang siya tagabantay ng kung naka-uniform ka o hindi, but for your safety also. Kaya tini-check yung mga band kung mayroong mga daladalang mga matutulis na mga uh, ano yan, dala-dala ang mga estudyante. So, student housing and residential. This service provides ensure access to accommodation that is safe and conducive for learning. I'm not talking about your dormitory, no. We're talking about the uh, classroom. Ayan. Kaya tinitignan ng tini-check yung mga yung mga ceiling fan kung okay ba, kung gumagana o hindi. Kaya kapag hindi gumagana, kailangan ay i-report para mapalitan nila. Okay, so services for students with disability. So these are program and activities designed to provide equal opportunities to persons with disabilities, indigenous people, solo parents. So the institution ensures that there is a proper accommodation and is made available with proper consultation and conference together with instructor, parents, guardians, and other professional whenever necessary. So it means the school also allow the disability, so yung mga PWD or indigenous people or solo parents financially, may mga problema ganon, ina-allow din yan ng school. Kaya kung may problema ka, for example, sa pagbayad, you can get the promissory note kasi meron silang ganyan na service. Then, cultural and arts program. This service is designed to provide opportunities to develop and enhance talents, abilities, values for appreciation, promotion, and conservation of national culture and multicultural heritage. It provides mechanism promote culture and arts through coordination with government agencies. So, mayroon tayong mga choir at mayroon tayong dance troupe sa school. So, pwede kayong tanong sa ating OSAS kung ano yung sa choir at saka yung sa dance troupe. PPSSDT. Okay. Sports Development Program. So, mayroon ding sports. This program is designed to promote physical fitness and wellness program to students. And then, School and Community Involvement Program. This refers to program and opportunities designed to develop social awareness, personal internalization, meaning full contribution to national building. So, collaborate, kumbaga participate ang school sa mga ganyan. Okay, so chapter 2, academic policies. So, under academic policies, we have admission requirements and enrollment procedures. We have procedure for enrollment, classification of students, academic status and ranking, financial payment regulations, academic load, and policies on class attendance. So, yan yung 6 na i-discuss ko under chapter 2, the academic policies. What are those? So, una-una dyan, makikita nyo dito sa slide, admission requirements and enrollment procedure. So, admission, alam na natin, nag-take ka. So, the college through the Office of Guidance and Counseling in collaboration with the Registrar's Office and the Office of the Student Affairs or OSAS, they are the responsible offices for the development and improvement of students' welfare, partake in accordance with the various academic and non-academic programs of the college. That's why when you take the admission test, pumunta ka muna sa registrar, tapos tinuro ka na magbayad, tapos saka mag-test. Yan. So, under din yan ng OSAS. Ng OSAS na services. Under yan kanina na-discuss ko. So, ano yung mga gagawin mo for the admission test? So, mayroong mga requirements, di ba? Sa old students, mayroong kailangan ng photocopy, Form 138. So, basahin nyo na lang sa, sa ating Moodle, 3 recent color 2 by 2. So, dahil kayo ay first year ngayon, so you will become old students so next semester. So, ito pa rin yung mga kailangan. You need 2 by 2 size photo para matandaan nyo na sa sa module. Duly accomplished application form, admission examination, original copy of PSA birth certificate, certificate of good moral signed by the principal or guidance counselor, 1-piece long folder with plaster, 2-piece long brown envelope kasi kailangan yan. Merong laboratory test, just x-ray, yan. So, ito yung mga kailangan. And then sa mga transferee students naman, in addition to the above requirements, evaluation of grades or class cards. Kung saan ka nanggaling, original copy of honorable dismissal or transfer credentials. Of course, these copies come from the school wherein you came from. True copy of grades or transcript of records. For recent colored 2 by 2 size photo, it means colored. Admission examination, you take the admission test. Original copy of certificate of good moral from last school attended. Then you need the PSA birth certificate or NSO. Have passed at least 75% of the registered subjects in his or last school attended. So, kailangan ay 75% ang pinasa mo doon, syempre. Course subject to be credited should be compatible to the college. Syempre, yung mga pariho yung descriptive title, credited yan. Pero pag hindi, syempre, you have to uh, take the subject. I-retake mo kasi hindi magkapari yung kanilang descriptive title. So, for example, sa G8, ethics, so pariho lang yun. So, accredited siya. Pero pag hindi, so you have to take. Again, so, and then sa mga cruise enrollees, it means yung mga nag-aral ka sa isang school tapos mag-aral ka din sa PPCI, present a valid permit granted by the school where he or she is enrolled. Yung dalawang school yung pinag-aral, complete the admission requirements, follow the same enrollment procedure for the old students. Of course, you have to pay your tuition fee. So, alam nyo na yung enrollment procedure, yung flow chart. Ayan, nag-secure ka ng test, admission test, tapos pumunta ka sa iyong department. So, yun na yun. Alam niyo na kung ano yung process kasi nakaranas na kayo. So, for freshmen na lang, nag-secure ka ng aptitude test, then you proceed to the department, then you submit your requirements sa admission test o sa registrar, then get the subject of the level posting area. Alam natin yon na ano mo yun, proceed to the department head for the advising evaluation. Kung iaalaw ka ba ng department head, papasainan mo doon. Then, sa accounting, kung anong babayaran. Then, present the approved enrollment form. Then, proceed to window or registrar office. Then, attend the orientation as scheduled. So, may schedule na orientation. Sa mga transferee, ganun din. May aptitude test, may credentials, yung mga requirements na kailangan, and then proceed to the respective department, ganun din siya ang gagawin maliban sa iyong TOR na kailangan mo. So, pareho lang din yon. Sa regular students, complete siyempre ang submit all the requirements for enrollment. Tapos, ano yung mga subject na requirements, proceed to the department head, ganun din. Have the subject assessed by your department head, and then to the cashier kung magkano yung babayaran mo, and then the sectioning, ID processing, then submit enrollment from window. So, kailangan ay meron kang COR. So, irregular students, ganun din. Choose the pre-advice first to be taken. Pumunta ka sa department nyo kung ano yung dapat na i-take mo. So, yan. Third, classification. Ano yung pangatlo? Classification of students, academic status, and ranking. Ibig sabihin, anong classification mo? Level 1, level 2. So, classification by year. Classification by year, we have level 1, level 2, 3, and 4. And then, classification by semestral load. Yung regular student, it means you take the subject regularly, and then a regular student, one who carries subject and unit load that is less than 75% or differ from those that are prescribed under the curriculum. So, yun ang irregular student. So, academic status, may tinatawag tayong provisionary period. So, a student who has an academic deficiency of 30% or more of enrolled academic units at the end of the semester, for example, 27 units ka doon. Ilang subject yun? For example, 9 subjects, ang napasahan mo lang ay 3 sa under provisionary ka or 4 sa under provisionary ka. Kapag grade mo ay 5.0, that means you are failed. Pag 9.0, you are drop. Pag 0.0, no grade, INC. So, students in the status are limited to the following pag provisionary ka. Pag mag-provisionary ka, hindi ka makapa-enroll ng 100% sa regular na subject. 70% of the regular load lang ang pwede mong i-enroll. Kaya dapat pasahan mo lahat ng subject mo. Hindi kagaya sa high school na kahit ano, pwede ka pa rin mag second year, third year. So, dito ay merong regular load lang. So, tatagal ka sa college. So, kaya kailangan 100% you have to pass all your subjects. The residency, o ilang taon ka pwede magstay. Ayan. So, ilang taon ka pwede magstay? Pag 4-year course yung kinukuha mo, 1.5 multiplied by 1.5. So, 4 years times 1.5, 6 years. Or for example, nag-stop ka muna. So, you have to have the leave of absence para hindi ma-count yung hindi ka nag-aral na 2 taon or 1 taon. So, a student who desires not to enroll during the following semester is required to file a leave of absence at the registrar's office. So, ano ang kumuha ka doon ng application, tapos ano yung dahilan. So, students who fail to file leave of absence will face the following consequences. So, these are the sanctions or the consequences. The residency period will continue, yung sabi ko kanina, even though the students are on leave of absence. So, kaya kailangan mag-file ka na hindi ka muna mag-aaral the next semester. Number 2, once there is a new curriculum introduced at the time of absence, he or she shall be required to follow the new curriculum if he is absent or extends more than 2 school years after the simple implementation of the new curriculum and the phase out of the old curriculum. For example, naghinto ka tapos mayroong new curriculum na i-introduce, so yun ang susundin mo. So readmission of students is subject for the approval of department head or dean upon review of status or on the terms and conditions set by the college. For example, naghinto ka, tas pagbalik mo, kailangan mo pumunta muna sa department head. So ayan, ang sanction if you fail to have the leave of absence. And then, let's go to the financial payment regulations. Ayan. So, may idea na tayo the payment of fees and other fees. Mga babayarin. So, remember, you are studying in a private school. So, yung assessment fee, meron. So, nung nagpa-enroll ka, nagbayad ka muna bago ka nakatake ng test. So, kailangan may bayad. Temporary assessment of fees will be given upon enrollment. And then, meron tayong tinatawag na special class. Ano yung special class? Special class can be requested following the said terms and conditions with a class size of 20 students and 15 during summer. So, kapag summer yon 15 or 20. So, pag mag-isa ka lang kasi, for example, you are irregular and then naghahabol ka so that you will be able to take all the necessary subject para makasabay ka dun sa mag-graduate. Pwede kang mag-request ng special class but with the approval of your head also. Requested special class is subject for approval based on recommended period. Only courses that are not offered during the semester may be offered as special class. For example, now I'm teaching Eugenics 1. The offered for the semester, Eugenics is 1 and 3. And then next semester, 2 and 4. For example, you're not able to take Eugenics 1 this semester, and this is the only subject that is left, and you are graduating already. So you can request for the special class because second semester's Eugenics 1 is not being offered. So once the subject is not offered during that semester, you can ask for special class. But of course, magbabayad ka. So the lesser the number of the students, the greater the amount that the students will share for the special class. So mayroong amount yan. So malalaman yan dun sa finance. So, siyempre, mauna ka muna dun sa department head nyo. So the special class fee is equal to the 20 minus the actual number of students. So yun yung kanyang computation times number of units times rate unit. So actual number of students fee. So kung mag 20 kayo, so divide by 20. And then the terms of payment. Pag cash mo, with yung one semester, cash mo siya, meron kang discount na 5%. Ay how about pag installment? Nag-down ka lang. Payable in cash. So for example, yung initial down payment mo, nung nag-enroll kayo is 2,000 or 5,000, students are required to pay in 4 installment. So maliban sa iyong initial down payment, you are, of course, the 2,000 or the 5,000 that is that you have paid as initial when you enroll, initial down payment when you enroll, then it will be deducted from the total tuition fee and even the miscellaneous. So there are four installment base. That's why we have four exam: preliminary period, midterm, semifinal, and final. So there are four installment. Apat na bisis ka magbabayad. Or kung gusto mo whole, bayaran mo kaagad cash, may 5%. And then after you pay, there will be permit to be issued. That's why no permit, no exam. So for example, you're not able to pay the exact amount for that period. So as I mentioned a while ago, you can ask for the promissory note. But remember, once you ask for promissory note, it means you promise to pay. Yan. So nagkataon na yung parents mo, walang pera before the exam, then you can ask for promissory note. But remember, if you have promised to pay on that day at hindi mo matupad, syempre you have to go there so that they will trust you again the next time na mag-ask ka for promissory note, kahit magkano lang. So at the end of the semester, student with the remaining balance will not be allowed to enroll on the succeeding period. For example, kumuha ka lang ng promissory note, final na, kasi hindi mo nabayaran na lahat, may kulang ka pa, then kapag di mo yun nabayaran before the enrollment, you're not allowed to enroll unless you have paid all your balance during this first semester. So the mode of payment can be done over the counter of the cashier. So paano magbayad? Pwede sa cashier natin, sa finance department from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pagkatapos yan, wala na siyempre. Then Monday to Friday. Or payments through bank can be done per student request. So magtanong muna kayo dun sa finance. Payment are also accepted in local facility center, which is Palawan. Pera Express padala. Pero magtanong muna kayo dun sa finance bago kayo pumunta doon at magbayad. And then, sa scholarship, next, sa policy natin sa susunod. So, refunds. Halimbawa, nag-enroll ka tapos di ka natuloy. So, paano yun? Pwede ba i-claim? Claim to be for refund before the start of classes shall only be 50%. So, kung 2,000, nagbayad ka ng registration mo o initial down payment na 2,000, 50% na lang. For example, nag-drop ka, 2 days, 2 days during, for example, sa summer is 25%. Pero kung after 2 weeks ka mag-drop, wala na. So after 2 weeks classes, no more refund. So dapat within 2 weeks. Student will automatically charge the full school fees regardless if she or she attended the class or not. Nag-attend ka man, nagpasok ka man o hindi, kailangan mo siya bayaran. So refund of amount paid due to withdrawal or enrollment before or during the enrollment person is allowed in accordance to finance policies which is subject to appropriate design charges. Okay. Next one, number 5, nakalagay dyan sa ating slide is academic load. Yung academic load, ilan yung regular load na subject mo ngayon o ilang units. Ayan, yung required. So, mayroong tinatawag na overload and summer load. Yun, yung regular load, ilang units ba? 27, 26, ayan. Yung load revision naman, yung dropping and changing of subject. So, meron yon. So, meron ding procedure na sa module. The dropping of subject, doon ka sa registrar, meron ding period na pwede mong i-drop. After 2 weeks, hindi ka na pwede mag-drop. Magiging failure na yun or drop ka na sa klase. Kaya kailangan ay mag-drop ka kung hindi mo kakayanin because courses not officially dropped during the entire school term will be considered as failed. So, failed ka, i-retake mo ulit. Failed ka. Lalabas yan sa TOR mo, samantalang pag nag-drop ka, nakalagay doon, di makalagay, di mag-appear. So, masakit sa mata yung failed sa iyong TOR. Okay, so pag drop ka ng total course mo, i-drop mo, hindi ka na nagtuloy-tuloy na nag-drop. So, within 2 weeks after the opening of classes during the regular semester and 1 week during the summer term. So, 2 weeks within the 2 weeks pero after that, wala ka ng 10%. And then the dropping of subjects happens only 1 week from the start of classes. So, during regular term and 10 days during summer. So, ngayon, clear na ha? And no dropping of subject shall be entertained after the allowable given 2 weeks. Pagkatapos ng 2 weeks, saka ka mag-drop. So, hindi na pwede. O mag-change ng subject, hindi na pwede. Ganun din sa pag-drop ng individual course. So, dropping without notice after 2 weeks from the first day of classes, if no official dropping form is filed, the student shall be charged the full assessment for the term. Hindi ka nag-drop. Officially, hindi ka nag-drop. Officially, hindi ka nag-apply. Then, babayaran mo yung buong semester. So, sa next time na magbabayad ka or kukuha ka ng TOR mo or any requirements from the school, you have to pay the whole semester. Kaya kung ayaw mo mag-aral na, nag-drop ka, it must be official. Because withdrawal from the course ay kailangan ng official lagi na ginagawa mo. So, remember, that is a rule. School policy or school rules, you need to follow because if not, you will suffer the consequence. So, mag-shift ka ng other program. Pag naka-start ka na semester, kalagitnaan ng semester, mag-shift ka, hindi pwede yon. Kailangan tapusin mo yung one semester. The student may be allowed to shift from a degree program to any non-degree courses. Or for example, non-degree courses, wala naman tayong non-degree courses sa school. So, pwede kang maglipat, babalik ka sa first year. So, shifting to another program shall be subject to the following conditions. For example, ayaw mo yung course mo ngayon, nag-shift ka, hindi sa kalagitnaan ng semester, but the end of the semester, next semester. Una, approval of the receiving department. So you have to go to the department, for example, nursing department or education department, engineering department, or sa HM. So depende yan kung asang department ka mag-shift o mag-transfer na program. Then you have to ask for the approval of the department head. Non-exclusion on the basis of academic deficiency. So, tignan yung iyong academic deficiency. No sanction of non-readmission, endorsement of the guidance counselor, approval of the college registrar. So, i-approve ka. So, application for shifting to another program shall be processed by the student records officer from the office of the registrar. So, you go to the office of the registrar because that is the service that is catering those students who are going to shift. And transfer from another school, syempre, pupunta ka sa registrar's office. Bibigyan ka nila kung ano yung mga requirements. Then lastly, policies on attendance. Ayan. So, sa policy ng attendance, ang regular attendance shall be expected of all students in all classes from the first day of classes until the end of the semester unless a valid reason is presented in case of absence except during holidays and official activities of the institution. So all students shall be required to attend no less than 80%. So at least 80% ang attendance mo. Pagka consecutive na mga 3 absences, so kailangan ay makausap mo yung iyong teacher. Dapat may contact ka sa kanya. Kung wala, tuloy-tuloy hanggang 10, then na-absent ka sa klase, then you will be dropped na walang notice. Pero kung meron kang nakausap mo yung teacher mo, nag-absent ka, nakausap mo yung teacher mo, you have your excuse letter signed by your parents or guardian or the guidance office, then pwedeng i-consider yon. And then another one, tardiness. So ulitin ko sa absences, 80% sa total ng attendance. Ibig sabihin kung example, ilang days yung pasok, sa whole semester na yan, dapat 80% ang pinasok mo. Then sa tardiness naman, 3 consecutive tardiness or 3 tardiness is considered as absent. Uh, Depende yan na kung ang iyong reason ay valid or hindi. And then excuse absences, kailangan ng excuse letter at valid yung reason. The student will be responsible in keeping up with missed lessons and taking assessment. So for example, you were absent for how many days or one day only, but they have the lecture or the lesson, tapos mayroong assessment or quiz, then you have to ask your instructor. So you are responsible. Hindi yung instructor ang maghahabol sa'yo, kundi ikaw. Okay, so mayroong interruption sa classes, holidays, or sometimes mayroong interruption ng classes, mayroong kang yung mga pinuntahan. So parents and other callers are not allowed to interrupt classes except for grave or compelling reasons. So hindi ka exempted. Permission must first be secured from the college dean or dean of student affairs. So yun lang yung ating pag-aralan in this video dahil yun lang yung ating school policies, our school rules, policies, and its sanctions. So rules are very important to guide us. Why are they important? To guide us and so that we will know what to do. So you will not wander. So rules are very important because it will help us to organize and we will live a peaceful life. Rules are specific modes of behavior that secure regulated flow of all process. So, alam mo yung process, alam mo yung system, you will understand, you will be guided what to do. So in many spheres of our life, we have guidelines to follow also. We have laws and principles, and rules enable people to interact, to work together. So why rules are important? Rules are important to guide us and we'll be able to relate to others and we will be able to honor the right of others, to respect the right of others. Okay, that's all for this video. Remember those questions that I have asked a while ago, sining mga na-assign sa mga certain offices. And then, ang tanong ko, why rules are important? Ano ang magandang maidudulot sa atin? Okay, so that's all for this video. God bless everyone.